You guys were talking about who should start the All-Star Game. And Harold, you had this crazy idea that I just couldn't believe came out of your mouth, but you got me thinking. And you may have changed my opinion. Share it with us again.
I just feel like the All-Star Game, one, is an exhibition. You market the sport. You put your best out there. That generationally or maybe season-wise, whatever it is. But Clayton Kershaw pitching in L.A. in an All-Star Game is a huge story. And we can't mess this up. There hasn't been an All-Star Game since 1980 in L.A. And Kershaw has been the best pitcher in this generation. You can say that over the last X amount of years. And yes, he's not the Clayton Kershaw that was throwing no-hitters and striking everybody out. But he is 5-2 this year with a 2.57 ERA. And he's going to have more numbers before we get to the All-Star break. But you can't mess it up. Here's a list of guys, when they were at their home park, got the start. Scherzer in Washington. Matt Harvey, remember that? Kershaw should have started that game.
Should have started that game.
They gave it to Harvey because it was the Dark Knight, and he was riding with the Mets. Roger Clemens going back to Houston. He started that game. How great was that? Esteban Loaiza, you probably don't remember that one too much. But you remember Pedro in 99.
But Pedro deserved it. That's the other side of the argument.
I'm not saying that they did not deserve it. I agree. And I think clearly the best pitcher is Alcantara down in Miami. I get it. But even Sandy's got to sit back and go, All-Star Game in L.A.? I don't think he's sitting there thinking he gets that ball.
You can make a case for Tony Gonsolin. He's 10-0 with a 1.5 ERA.
If they start Gonsolin and not Kershaw, and Kershaw's there, I have a problem with that.
All right, Dan, so I was
we got into this,
we
got into this debate last night, and I feel very strongly that Kershaw should be at the game. And he should pitch. Maybe the first guy coming out of the bullpen. But for me, Sandy Alcantara right now, not only is he the best pitcher in the National League right now, he's the best pitcher in the game. Now, that could fluctuate because Max Scherzer's back off the IL. Verlander's throwing great. Ohtani. This guy deserves to start the All-Star Game. He just does on what he's done.
But if he pitches in the All-Star Game, is that enough? Or is starting the All-Star Game a unique accolade that matters?
I think it's unique, and I do think it matters, and I think he should start the game. That's my personal preference. I understand every argument that Harold is talking about. There's a place for Clayton Kershaw at the game. I get that. I understand it. I want him to pitch in the game, but this game should be started by Sandy Alcantara.
Now, the reason I agree with
one more thing for you, Greg, okay? Just real quick, and then you can jump in because you're great at this. Ohtani, Kershaw. Are you watching the game? I think I am. I got to see that. I'm tuning in. I got to see that.
Do you know why?
Ohtani and Kershaw?
I was swayed because it's the National League Park, and the leadoff guy should be Ohtani. The first batter of the game could be the opposing pitcher. Kershaw versus Ohtani to start the game. And then Ohtani comes out, and he's starting for the American League. I'm kind of with Harold on this. At some point, Sandy Alcantara deserves it. But will any more viewers tune in than, as you see, his 10th strikeout? Ohtani, you're so good.
I'm sorry, but
Ohtani versus Kershaw is going to draw extra. You're going to get your normal All-Star Game viewership, but you have those two guys started in L.A., you'll have the casual sports fan will read that in the USA Today, which still exists, and people still read newspapers in some places, and they will tune in to see that.
Ohtani versus Kershaw. What a movie.
1989 All-Star Game in Anaheim. I believe the last time it was
Bo
at
Jackson
the Big A.
homered there.
Nolan Ryan, his swan song coming back to the Big A, right? Did not start the game. He was the first pitcher in. I was there. I was sitting in the bullpen, watched him warm up in the right field bullpen. When he came into the game and that door opened and he walked out, it was one of the most bone-chilling things I'd ever been through in my big league career up to that point. To watch Nolan Ryan walk from that bullpen and all the eyes were on him. It wasn't the start and the flyover and all this. It was Nolan Ryan came out of the shadows of that right field corner bullpen, that slow walk with that droop with his coat over his shoulder. And I was just like, the place went bananas.
I see
And
that scene.
It to me was one of the coolest moments of my 18 years watching that. I just thought to myself, I would kill to be Nolan Ryan right now. Like what he must be going
Right, but viewers don't know if Nolan Ryan was going to get in the game. We hope he gets in the game, but you just never
If
know.
Kershaw's there, he's going to get in the game.
Right, but if you know Kershaw's starting the game, you're tuning in and you're not missing the first pitch.